Alright, you're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another response video. Today I'm going to be responding to an Office video. Keto's here today. You can hear his clicking because he's playing very highbrow video games.
Yeah, I'm playing Dororo.
Oh, okay.
Peace.
Anyway, this is actually a video of a theory that I actually like. It's a pretty short video, so this will probably be a shorter response. It's only 10 minutes long, so we'll just jump in.
The Office is a fantastic, hilarious TV show. It aired over...
By the way, I thought when I first heard this voice that this was like AI, but the more I listened to it, I'm like, maybe not. He just is doing like a weird like delivery with his voice.
A decade ago now, and yet everyone's talking about it now.
Like, I'm still not 100% sure, but like, and there is like a line I remember that might actually be slightly inaccurate, but we'll see, because I have pre-watched this.
More than they were then. This is because it's prime meme
And
fuel.
I can give my very educated opinion on The Office.
As someone who's literally never seen The Office, yeah.
I'm very knowledgeable about the series.
No one ever talks about it, ever.
I mean, granted, you've seen a couple episodes that we've watched, but you
This
know.
person would be the therapist of Jan Levinson.
So yeah, the first time.
Why does it matter?
So this is a really interesting theory, and there's a little bit in here that's kind of like filler that we'll get to in a minute. But like Jan's therapist, like when you think about it, because Jan's therapist like gives her like really bad advice, telling her to indulge in self-destructive tendencies, which he gets into in the video, and that's something people always bring up, like what kind of fucking therapist would say that? And the theory,
that's actually very correct.
That's what?
It's actually a very correct way to describe therapists.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Just, you know what? That's a valid point. Especially
just
now.
Think about the special people that think that they are born in specific ways that they are not.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, we can address you know trannies directly. Just don't say that other thing you said.
Okay, I got it after the third time that you said. Yeah, it's like you have a lot of like therapists that like tell them that they are valid with that, and I think that's
and tell them to cut their cocks off or whatever. Yeah,
and also they are very pro when it comes to divorce shit and so.
That's true. That's true. You know, and to be fair, I despise therapists, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like I literally did a whole video talking about it, so valid point. Also, what I was gonna say is like you ever hear about that one therapist? Like we're going on tangents here, but to be fair, this is a short video anyway. There was a therapist who like this woman like identified as blind, like she believed she was supposed to be blind, and so he like dumped drain cleaner in her eyes to blind her. Like I'm not even joking. That's a thing that happened.
That shit made me speak German. What the fuck?
I know, right? It was so surprising you switched to your native tongue.
Jan starts off the show pretty
They were
professionally,
American,
but
right?
as it progresses,
Yes.
she gets more and more unhinged,
Yeah, okay, that doesn't
essentially
surprise me
losing her
anymore.
mind by the end of it. I know exactly why
By the way, Jan is easily like the most evil character in the show.
this happened to her, but more importantly, I think her therapist knowingly
Is she the
made
one
it
that
10
cheats
times
with Jim?
So there's all kinds of things wrong with what you just said. Jim never actually cheats.
Okay.
Well, actually, it depends on how we look at it. Because Jim does kiss Pam when she's engaged to Roy.
Yeah.
So in that regard, you know, that's kind of cheating, you know. But there's like Jim also has like kind of this love triangle with like you know Pam and Karen and like so there's that. But there is also an arc in season 9 where this chick tries to have an affair with Jim, but he refuses. But that's not Jan either. So Jan actually is Michael's boss, who ends up in a relationship with him that's super like destructive and chaotic.
Huh.
It's worse, and dear people, I have discovered a shocking reveal about who...
See what I mean? This voice sounds very AI-like. Like, he's doing like this weird whisper voice that drives me nuts.
therapist actually is that turns the...
But I don't think the voice is AI, because the more I watched it, the more like his cadence and stuff sounded like a real person. He's just choosing a really weird delivery.
Entire show on its
That's the
head,
fucking
and will
NPC
not only
Bugman
leave
boy.
you
They're like
speechless
so not
and
human that they already speak like robots.
Right?
but will render you unable to view this series in the same way.
But again, as I said, this is actually a good video. Like, I actually do like... In fact, let me like the video. I do like this theory.
Ever again.
You have the light on the like button.
What's that? Yeah, I did click the like button. Damn circus.
Yeah.
I thought maybe this guy had like a bunch of like this video. This as soon as it showed Robert California and plays this quote, I'm like, okay, I know where this is going, and I like this theory already.
Lizard King.
Hello, I'm the Theorizer. This video is sponsored by my wonderful patrons on Patreon who have supported me through everything. And surprise,
Get on with it!
One videos early, want me to show you. I would want access to my official.
Get on
soon.
with it!
It could be the only thing motivating.
$4.50
I'll leave it now and at the end of the
a
video.
month.
So anyways, Jan Levinson doesn't tell us much about her therapist. She refers to him as Dr. Perry and mentions that he thinks she engages in self-destructive tendencies and that she should embrace them. Apparently this doctor also asks her to record her unique sexual activities with Michael. So they
Yeah,
can
that's
watch
true.
them.
Like, apparently, like... Well, to be fair, actually, the thing is, she never explicitly says, or does she? She might. She might say that her therapist is the one who had her record it. I don't recall that. I know that she records, like, Michael says she records their sex so that she can, like, tell him where to improve so he can fuck her better. I don't know if that was ever said by her therapist. She might have mentioned her therapist having watched it or something. I just remember, like, I don't remember that specifically. So, we'll for sake of argument, we'll say maybe, but
during sessions, which
because
is
it also adds to the theory and makes it because Robert California would totally do that.
odd. So first, let's
Does
ask
it like
the
have a
simpler
cuckold
question.
fetish or something?
No, Robert California is just a fucking like weird like degenerate. Like Robert California is great. Like he's like the global elite as a person. Like just as one guy. Like he has freaky sex parties. He's mysterious. He's rich.
What's wrong with
sounds
Jan,
like,
exactly?
peak human
Well,
performance
Jan's problem seems pretty straightforward from what I can see.
Like
She's
he's the true
extremely
Aryan, so the last Aryan.
strict and rigid, trying to keep her life under control to fulfill her ambitions, but she's taking it very far. This strictness probably led directly to her divorce with
taking it
Gould
very
in the
hard.
earlier seasons. She ultimately can't take her own rules. Her strictness is too much, and like many people seem to do nowadays, she gave herself excitement.
See, his whisper voice kind of reminds me of fucking Dexter, the fucking serial killer. Because in that show, all he does is whisper. He's like, "My dark passenger, it tells me to kill," and it's so cringe. And like, it's funny because he won a Best Actor award just for whispering all the time.
Excitement and pleasure by
thing
breaking
is,
her own rules.
They
even
should
though
have
that's
taken
basically getting into
more
them.
like
I think I understand.
plot points from the fucking book.
Yeah, I've heard the books are very different. Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the book, he's actually a fucking psychopath and not some kind of misunderstood hero shit.
Right. Well, I mean, he is still a psychopath in the show, quote unquote, but they seem to make him a lot more sympathetic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in the book, he like actually with Sergeant Dokes. First of all, that wasn't a black man in the book, and he was like a fucking emaciated FBI agent. But yeah, the thing is, he actually on purpose let him get killed by a murderer, or not killed, but dismembered by a murderer, just to see what would happen. Shit.
That's cool.
And yeah, like Dokes was like the special killer. Like he cut off your lip, took out your eyes and your tongue and shit. And he let that happen to Dokes on purpose. Like he waited on purpose until the killer did that to him to save him.
That's
Yeah,
badass,
and
dude. I want
Yeah, he's a
to.
vegetable.
Yeah, I want to read these fucking books now.
Yeah, the first one is called Darkly Dreaming Dexter.
Yeah, I remember that because it says in the intro that's what it's based off.
It's actually very dark. So
Hell yeah. I like it. By the way, I like that this office response video is like a bunch of tangents we're going off on.
Understand
Yeah, I
this
mean,
sort of thing
like The
decently,
Office,
and it's
a
not
giant
one or the
tangent.
other. She's operating on this
I guess.
extremist
and I say that as an
thinking,
expert who's
where
watched
it
the
mimics
show.
a kind of bipolar attitude, but it's not bipolar disorder. It's just her being
Like that
fixated.
one
If
episode
she
where they
wants to
started
solve
watching
her
like a
issues,
hardcore.
she should probably
hentai.
acknowledge that her strictness
very
is too
interesting.
much and slowly let go of it across her whole life. But what she's actually doing is basically admitting defeat to it and doubling down, only to give in and do the exact opposite in her free time. She's not changing her life. She's
Does seem like he makes a
escaping
little
it.
bit of an
It's
edgy voice,
raw.
you know, like
But yeah, that's what I'm
escape.
saying. Like the voice, but trust me, the theory's actually good if you understood the character of Robert California. Again, I'm spoiling the theory, but then again, so does the intro.
Escapism, and it's extremely dangerous.
It
Particularly
does sound
for
like he's
someone
trying
like
to
her.
make like you
Dr.
know,
Perry
Snake from
probably
Metal Gear
even
Solid.
encouraged her relationship with her young assistant, and the plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to sneak.
It's funny, like that video that like had like the most evil characters. I don't think they had Jan at number 1. I'd have to look back. I did a response to it forever ago, but Jan literally like had this affair with her teenage assistant. And like,
Damn.
yeah, and like they just kind of gloss over that in that video. If I remember, it's been a while, so I could be like misremembering that video. Like Jan is like the most evil character in the show. She makes Michael get like 3 vasectomies. Like he gets a vasectomy, gets it reversed, gets a vasectomy, gets it reversed. Like,
Shouldn't he basically not be able to have children after that?
you would think so, but he has kids in the finale, so.
Yeah, because
Surgery
I'm
she
pretty
got.
sure even if
To
you
add on
reverse
top of this,
vasectomy,
Jen is then the victim
chances
of an identity
to
theft.
not have ever children again are still there.
Yeah.
Like basically a vasectomy technically fucks you up forever. Like
Right.
Like if you are
So she
lucky,
consults
you
Dr.
basically can have children. But yeah.
Yeah.
Perry to help. What does he do? He proceeds to encourage her to self-destroy and escape, and any qualms about this being a misunderstanding go right out the
So,
window
what do you
when
think?
she
Does
starts
Michael
recording her
deserve a
wild
good
nights with
woman or not?
Michael
Yeah, Michael's great.
for her therapist, so they can watch them together.
Like
Perry
if I understand his
destroy-
character correctly, he's like the boss and like a little bit naive,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
her. But what's more,
kind
it
of
seems to be
goober.
on purpose. So why? Well, Dr. Perry never gets an appearance. He's a very enigmatic, rarely mentioned character, but is still brought up multiple times. And he's a focus of the show. Based on
I don't know that I'd call him a focus of the show unless you take this theory as like gospel, but it would be in the background, like an unknowing, like hidden plot. Which again, I am all for this theory, to be fair.
what happens with Jan, I can only conclude that Dr. Perry is basically studying her at this point. He thinks she's the perfect case for his colleagues to dissect,
some
and he wants
evil,
more data.
fucking
It's kind of
scientist.
sickening. I don't
Well, yeah,
know
but
what's-
again, if it's Robert California doing some weird fuckery to mess with people, it actually completely recontextualizes a lot of the show, and I actually find it really interesting.
specifics, but it would seem as though he could
Yeah.
very
Like, there's some holes in the theory, there's some parts that are kind of filler, and like, there's some parts that I think might be inaccurate, but we'll get there when we get there. Like I said, I'm not sure if Jan's therapist had her film the videos to get form. She might have said that, to be fair. When we get to Dinner Party in our watch through, I'll remember for sure, because that'll tell us, but...
well be working on a case study or a book or something. If you can glean any clues from the rest
Like
of
how
the
he's
show
literally using fucking the Hannibal Lecter show.
on that front, be sure to mention it. But there's one big
Yeah,
factor I
wasn't
think
that
we're
like
missing
with
here, and it's the
Mads
idea.
Mikkelsen?
Yeah, and it was pretty decent for 2 seasons. The 3rd season I tried to watch, and I got bored because the 3rd season gets like really artsy and like surreal.
Identity theft she
Yeah.
mentions in tandem with
Pity.
You know, the most annoying thing were all the fucking women that were vegan for some reason.
Is that a thing in the show?
There were like 2 or 3 women that were vegan, I think.
Huh.
both her divorce and her therapist.
It's been
Which is
years
like,
since I've watched it.
Yeah.
I think her
Yeah,
ex-husband and
it's-
therapist are
I
somehow
do like
tied
when he
into
makes
it.
a joke like, I apologize, but there's nothing vegan on the, in this, banquet they were having. Which was funny
Timing
because
is
it
phenomenal.
was all human meat.
Right.
Phenomenal. So who is
Also, it's
Dr.
okay.
Perry?
But again, the identity theft point he's making here, very Robert California.
Yes, I think we meet him elsewhere in the show.
Yeah, I could
and
actually
I think the
see that
identity
he's
theft
like,
comment was a relevant indicator that
stole
this
that shit
man
from someone else.
is hiding in plain sight.
Like, because that
We
was
have the
actually
u-
me.
Yeah, there you go.
one
See,
time.
you're actually Robert California.
Yeah, the real one, but he stole my
See, like, look,
identity.
so he
Now
comes
it's
up with this list of people that are, like, potential, like, suspects, right? And we, like, he's talking
Yeah.
about just, like, general oddballs in the show. This is kind of pointless. Like, yeah, we know Creed, Dwight, like, Toby, Gabe, these are all weirdos, but it's pretty obvious this wouldn't be the case. And, like, he makes that clear here, so this point is just kind of feels like padding.
Usual
Yeah.
list of characters, the Scranton Strangler candidates, but it cannot be Creed, Dwight, Gabe, Toby. None of these work, time-wise or face-wise, for Jan. But there is a mysterious little character known as Mose.
Now this part is massive filler. Like, Mose makes no fucking sense here. It makes no sense. This is, like, stupid. This part's kind of stupid. Like, and it's just filler. Again, he literally even says, I don't think this is the case, but I just wanted to bring it up, and then moves on.
The part with
Yeah.
Mose, give it the hose.
Schrute, who piqued my interest for a bit. You see, Dwight uses his cousin Mose to spy on people, and he mentions knowing about Jan's love of certain clothing stores and such. Also, Mose has a very bizarre moment in the later seasons where he tries signing on for a position working with Dwight, and reveals that he may have had another job this entire time.
See, so that may have had another job this entire time is a joke. Like, the scene is so obvious. Like, in the interview, Dwight's like, "You worked at this place for all these years?" That doesn't make any sense. You know we lived together, right? I'd know if you had a job. And then Mose runs off. Like, because he was just lying on his resume, because Dwight was the one interviewing him.
Yeah.
Also, Jan had a baby, and Dwight makes a comment towards Angela at one point saying that nobody taught Mose sex, which
See, that means nothing. Like, why did he bring that up? That he didn't say... So, like, the nobody taught Mose sex thing. That had nothing to do with Jan. Like, he's just sprinkling this in for no reason.
Get that revenue.
Because Mose, like when he says the Mose sex thing, it's like when Angela is pregnant with Dwight's baby, he's like, that baby is a Schrute. And unless somebody taught Mose sex, it's mine.
could loop back into this, and the common theory that Jan's baby is not a sperm donor,
Doesn't
but
have to
rather
be taught sex. Like, it's very complicated.
hunters or someone else's, God forbid it be her therapist. But Mose still doesn't make...
But again, if it was her therapist baby, again, Robert California makes a lot of sense.
a whole lot of sense overall because, well, it's Mose.
Cut off.
If you've seen the show, this sounds off, so I kept looking, and then everything clicked. Like my neck, snapping 180 degrees after my own train of thought came crashing into me. Ladies and gentlemen.
Again, it was pretty obvious from the start. Like when he said, oh, Jan's therapist, he's an identity thief, and he probably convinced her to do all this horrible shit. I'm like, Robert California. Like, the dude uses fake names and shit. Like, so it's gotta be him.
Yeah.
This answers the entire show. Once again, I have used a one-off character to crack the code.
Now, he says one-off character. It's funny, because Robert California is not a one-off character. He's in every episode of Season 8.
Because Jan Levinson's sex-obsessed, narcissistic, manipulative therapist...
Yeah, I mean, he
is
was the
none other than
main
Robert.
villain of The Office, right? Like, in the end, when he, like, reveals the fucking, Mecca, whoever that chick is. I forgot the name already.
What?
Jen?
Jan?
Mecca.
Well, like, this...
He revealed Mecca Jen.
If this theory was true, then Robert California would be the villain of The Office, and it actually would be a really cool thing. Like I said, I'm all for this theory.
Robert California. I've been thinking about this character for months straight, trying to
I
figure
mean,
out how
technically,
he
if he's
fits
the
in.
villain of
It's
The
kind
Office, shouldn't he have been there since, Season 1?
Well, that's the thing, is, like, he's saying, like, retroactively he was. Like, he adds on more to this theory that actually adds to it.
Yeah.
flops into the show out of nowhere. He's bizarre, random, intelligent, and extremely
He was the one that
threatening.
manipulated Michael so that he has to fire and shit.
No, that was Jan, but yeah.
He saw the open...
Well, that wasn't even
Yeah, see?
manipulation.
It was
but-
10. Yeah,
Oh,
see?
it all connects.
Yeah. Yeah, there you have it.
Well, actually, but Jan had to
Yeah.
do it because the company had to fire someone. But let's just ignore that for the sake of the theory, right?
Yeah.
in for the Scranton branch's manager
was
position
all-
and got the job by intimidating his way into it. He then proceeded to drive
He
down...
didn't really intimidate his way. He like manipulated. Like this guy's like got a 10 stat in charisma. Like, and when I say 10, I'm not saying like D&D because in D&D 10's not a high stat. But like I'm saying like in Fallout.
Florida
Yeah.
and convinced their
And
CEO,
Robert
Joe
California was his name, right?
Yeah.
Because I just called him fucking Jeff California.
Oh, did you? I didn't even catch that.
Bennett to
Yeah,
learn
well,
he then
Jeff California.
does. He
Yeah.
spends the entirety of season 8 kind of just meandering
See, right
around.
here, he even acknowledges it was the entirety of season 8. So why did you call him a one-off character before?
He's one
On
off in
this
season
enigma-
8. Huh?
Well, he's only in one season. He's only in one season. That's fair. Season 8 is his only season.
Yeah, then he gets killed off, unfortunately.
Well, he
at the
gets
end.
written out in a really funny way, actually.
Dramatic figure nobody really understands. He's filthy rich, travels the world, is obsessed with sex, and lives a bachelor life, yet somehow has a wife and son who he usually tries to keep out of the office at all costs. He ends the season by revealing his name isn't even Robert California, before selling Dunder Mifflin to David Wallace under a somehow legitimate alternate name, and fleeing the country to tour the world with young female gymnasts, then referring to himself as the Lizard King. This man This weird, bizarre, random, mysterious man is not even real. I repeat, I have solved...
That motherfucker right there is not real!
This man's backstory, I have done it. This man does not exist. This Robert California person is a fictional identity, a character being
Well, Robert California was obviously a fictional identity. Like, that was made explicitly clear.
played by this man so he can get closer to this office's employees. Who is this man, then? This man is Jan's therapist, finally introduced to us in the show's Season 7 finale. This man is actually Dr. Perry, Freudian psychologist and serial identity thief. Yes, this is deadass true.
Which, again, I don't know that it's true, because I don't think it was intended, but it's a really good theory, actually.
You've seen the show, you know how real this is.
Yeah.
He changes his name around constantly. When he sells off the company, the fake name is Bob Kazamakis. In the criminal underworld, they refer to him as the Lizard King because he camouflages wherever he goes by robbing people of their credentials. This man conned his way directly into the CEO position, and yet he sticks around the Scranton branch more than anywhere else, not just because he lives in Scranton, but because the whole point is the camera crew, which he wants to be in the spotlight of, so he can play the villain like Nellie claimed she did and get popularity to sell his findings on the psychology of a dying industry and the mental collapse of its higher-ups, as happens with both Jan and Wallace. I can almost guarantee that this man has tried bankrupting Dunder Mifflin repeatedly and might even, God forbid, be the one in charge of the documentary crew in the first place. What does he do? He looks straight at the camera like he owns it. Because he does, people. He does. It's him. Robert California.
Which, again, you know, some of these things he's just, like, adding in, like, flavor text that does feel like he's just, like, adding on to it that unnecessarily. But at the same time, it's a good theory.
Is a sex psychologist,
Yeah.
just like the one who watches. And finally, do I think Robert California is the Scranton Strangler? The freak criminal who apparently strangles people without killing them? No, worse. He's that man's therapist. Robert California did not come from nowhere. He's the main villain of the show, and the reason it exists in the first place. He's never on screen with Jan. He sent the documentarians in, broke Jan and Gould apart, filled the power void, impregnated her, and stole her identity so he could hire more actors like the wife and son who we never see again. This is his M.O. His alias is Kazamakis, which, just like his patients, is 1 inch away from self-destruction. Why does this happen to me? I always get struck with the Da Vinci Codes.
See, like, his voice here at the end is where I'm like, okay, it's not AI, where he has, like, his voice, like, changing in pitch and stuff here.
Fictional media. And I'm just
I mean, it does feel like he is not entirely serious.
Well, yeah,
which is,
exactly. Like, there's an element of, like, fucking around.
Yeah. Which
It
is
with a
good. You
smile.
would
Yeah.
want that in a
Please
good
join my
theory.
Patreon and share the video.
But that's what I'm saying, is, like, the way that he's able to have, like, kind of that laugh and, like, that tone. That's how I figured out this guy wasn't AI, because at the start it kind of sounded AI-like, but he's not, I don't think.
Thank you, or at least free follow it for the notifications. Someone has to take the brunt of these revelations, because I'm about to shatter like a $200 plasma screen TV.
Oh my god, this map is so cool.
Alright, there we go, there's the video. Like I said, I think that theory's pretty good. I think there was a little filler to try and get this out to 10 minutes to put ads on it, maybe, right? Is that even still a thing on YouTube? I don't even fucking know. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up in a neat little package. See ya, chumps.